Cody, I don't know how you did any of that. That was a lot. That man came to work and fight through anything. You gotta give him his props. That was some good stuff. Let's do this. How is everyone doing this? Hopefully fine Monday. It's your boy, Apollo from Down Down Up Up. And it's time to end off this nice little long weekend vibe with videos here on the channel. It's time to talk about Hell in a Cell 2022. Again, if you haven't seen them, I have predictions up for this show, the NXT in Your House show that has passed, results in your view video for that, and a huge scratch-off video that I very much enjoyed on my birthday. So now, we finish. It will probably be a while till I see you guys. I don't think I have anything else coming up in June other than the Forbidden Door predictions and result and review video. And also, if you heard about CM Punk, ooh, that's heartbreaking. That's really heartbreaking. I hope he can come back stronger than ever. But let's still stay on the same gear here. WWE, Hell in a Cell. Here we go. First off, I want to say the most useless kickoff I've ever seen in my life. They don't like doing matches during the kickoff anymore. I have learned to get that, but not even interruptions from superstars. I think there was just one interview with Ezekiel in the back, and that was it. We are tongue. We were skimming through the kickoff, and we didn't see a thing. Not a thing, other than talking and advertisements. Ezekiel promo interview backstage, and that was it. Boring trash. Get to the main show, and we started off hot. I really was close to saying this was match of the evening until somehow we got what we got in the main event. But we're going to get there. Women's triple threat. Raw Women's Championship on the line. Bianca Belair defending against Becky Lynch and Asuka. This was fun. Had some really cool false finishes. Close counts. It's just these three doing what they do best, and that's kicking ass and entertaining. They were great. All of them were great. I did not feel bored once during this. This was a great opener. But in the end, it was Bianca Belair getting that big fat dub. Asuka getting hit with the manhandle slam. Bianca throwing Becky out of the ring. 1, 2, 3 on Asuka, and Bianca Belair still the champion. Yeah, Asuka maybe shouldn't have taken it, but I was believing it after Monday because I'm pretty sure Monday Asuka did pin the champion, so we're doing the 50-50 classic thing. With that, maybe Becky and Asuka keep going, or this isn't done, but I'm really hoping that Bayley is going to be the one to come back and challenge Bianca for Money in the Bank. Even though, now that I think about it, she might still be on SmackDown and challenge Ronda at some point around Money in the Bank. But I with Bianca champion, I feel like it's too obvious, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. I just really hope we get some kind of closure on last year's planned story with Bayley. But for now, Bianca Belair is still the champion. Good stuff. Then we move into the handicap match, and I was a little bit surprised with this. I got a little bit uneasy, and so did my friends, honestly, when Cedric was in the back trying to push MVP and Omos to a deal. But they, full-on rejected him, and the look Cedric gave them just told me he was up to something. So then we get to the match, and it was what it was. I like that MVP did get some work in. Got the big player's boot in the corner. He's just great, and I'm more upset when they let him wrestle that they don't let him do all of his classic moves. I was waiting for the ball and elbow. I was really hoping maybe we get a playmaker, and we got the tease, but not quite. And then Cedric comes out. And Omos was not legal. He actually just saved MVP from a spear, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought maybe, oh, okay, so Lashley's not going to win. I thought that would have been it, but no, you get a little bit of faith. Cedric came out, looked like he was about to attack Omos from the top rope. Omos caught him and threw him out, and then Lashley was able to get the big man down with another spear. MVP went for the boot in the corner, missed, and then Hurt Lock. MVP taps out Bobby Lashley, almighty, getting that big win. Going past this, I'm not sure if this feud is over, but he did talk to Alexander in the back and just warn him again, get out of my matches. And Cedric gives him that look like, I'm not finished. But I'm hoping they'll just turn him face again and finally do something creative with Cedric, because Cedric's great. He's always been great. But with the last bit of the Hurt Business and now Shelton being put on the shelf, he's just gone back to, oh, it's Cedric. Like that. That's it. Use him. He's great. He's fun. And he kicks ass. Bottom line on that. Then we move into Owens versus Ezekiel. I feel a little bit bad. I didn't have my eyes fully on this match the whole time. It looked like it was okay. The opener was hot because Ezekiel just kneed him right in the head, went for the elbow, Owens kicked out, and then it had a nice little back and forth for a bit. Ezekiel really looked like he was scouting for this one. He countered the stunner at least twice, but he just couldn't take Owens, and the more I think about it, the more I do approve of this decision. I was a little bit conflicted with my predictions for this. I was worried about this match and the Corbin-Moss match, and if I just flipped them, I would have been all right, but not this time. Kevin Owens got the win clean after a stunner, and that was it. I don't really know if the feud's over at this point, but it was an okay match. Didn't hate it. It didn't need to be on pay-per-view, but it was fine. I just wonder, okay, now Ezekiel lost his first match on pay-per-view. Are we giving up on this already, or is this just a little bump in the wheels? Don't know. Wouldn't it be funny if he won Money in the Bank? We got to think about Money in the Bank now, eh? It's coming up. But then we move on to the 6-man, 6-person tag Judgment Day versus the Club plus Liv Morgan. And this was fun. Had eyes on this most of the match, and it looked like they knew what they were doing. Didn't have much against it. I have a feeling, though, that people are going to get really sick of Rhea stopping any men from jumping on her men. When it comes to Finn Balor and the coup de grace, Rhea just got in the way, just stood there laughing. Did the same thing basically with AJ and the Phenomenal Forearm on Monday a bit ago. But funny thing, AJ finally got the forearm on Edge. If anyone's been keeping track at home, AJ has not been able to hit that damn thing, I think, in any of his matches with Edge. I don't even think in the Backlash match. Maybe I'm wrong and they did a rope break or something. But he finally got it here, but then Priest pulled Edge out of the ring. And then Balor had a chance to shine. Him and Edge had a really nice little sequence in the ring. Before, like I said, Rhea stood in the way. Liv was able to get her out. Balor took a bit too much time, though. Missed the coup de grace, and a spear by Edge does it for his team. Yeah, it would have been foolish to have Judgment Day lose this. So them winning made all the sense in the world. And I guess this feud isn't over, but it should be. It's not, though. Then we move on to Corbin and Moss in the no disqualification match. This was okay. It didn't really do too much of anything. I don't really think for anybody. Although Moss has a bit more support than some would guess. And that is cool. I got nothing against Moss. It's just him and Corbin I'm done with. And hopefully this match cements it being done. And I do think it did. That was the nice thing. As annoying as it could have been for Corbin to pick up a cheap win of some kind and most likely continue the feud, that did not happen. He got his shots in, but Moss stayed in it and was able to take care of business. A fall-away slam on the stairs, the punchline, and then basically what Corbin did to him on SmackDown with the chair in the neck and the Andre trophy, except Madcap used stairs and pinned him, and that was it. And Corbin, I believe, got stretchered out after, or at least checked on, etc., and the camera cut. So Moss gets another win over Corbin. Corbin's team's out. This feud should be done. Again, most likely, I keep saying this, and they're not going to be done, but I'm being hopeful. Speaking of hopeful, the U.S. Championship match. WWE just love being WWE. Mustafa Ali in Chicago taking on Austin Theory. And here's the thing. I did believe Theory was going to keep the championship, but I really didn't think they were just going to have him beat Ali again, but they did. It was a nice little match, and it did look crazy at parts. It was good. The DDT spots were really good with Ali, and some really close falls when they were doing their pin-to-pin counter stuff. But 450 from the top, Ali missed. I guess I should say Theory rolled out of the way. Theory went for his leg a couple of times. And then A-Town down, 1, 2, 3. Ali gets pinned in his hometown. Theory keeps the championship. I thought they would do a Raw finish, or maybe even be nice enough to give it to Ali, but nope. Theory keeps it, and that's your lot. It is good for Theory, though, because he hasn't been champion for too long, but he hasn't wrestled a whole ton as champion. I'm hoping that'll change after this show. I'm not sure if this feud is done, but after watching this, I would prefer it to be done because you didn't give it to him in Chicago. I mean, come on, idiots. Main event, though. Woo! Cody was hurt. I believe he tore his pectoral muscle, and man, you could see what his insides were looking like when he took off his jacket. And then you're wondering, how is this match going to be? How are we even seeing this right now? This is borderline one of the best Hell in a Cells of all time. And I'm going to explain why. You can have a crazy cell match and do tons of things, like jumping off the cell, going through the cell, bringing out all of the weapons and doing an amazing amount of things with them. But what Cody and Seth did, they did a decent combination of those things. And when I say those things, I mean mainly with the weapons. But they told an amazing story during this match. When it came to Rollins disrespecting the Rhodes family, he came out in Dusty Rhodes polka dots. He had his own weight belt with more polka dots that said Visionary. Cody just wasn't here to stand for it. And it basically went off from there. We brought in weapons. We used them. These men just were refusing to quit. Cody Rhodes finally had to resort to the pedigree. The time finally came for that, but it wasn't enough. Rollins finally hit the stomp. Finally hit the stomp when he was teasing Rhodes with a sledgehammer that could have been Cody's undoing, but Cody kicked out of the stomp. They both use crossroads back to back. Cody finally hits a plethora of them. And then the sledgehammer Cody finally has to use to put this away, and wins as he did. It was a great story. It was a great match. It may not have been everyone's cup of tea, but if you were to honestly ask me, looking back at Hell in a Cell, there have been a lot of them, and this would be in my top 10. Easy. This was great. I'm glad they gave it to Cody, although, yes, they could have had an excuse. Injured Cody is the reason he loses to Rollins, but no, Cody does not. Cody does not. He's looking great. A great early pick for Money in the Bank, you would think. And that was Hell in a Cell. I don't think it was a bad show. I liked it, I think, better than WrestleMania Backlash, and I had a fun time. It was all right. It wasn't at all a downer or a disappointment. It was better than NXT's In Your House, but that's not saying a whole lot. Now we get a nice break. So thanks for watching, everyone. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you liked and didn't like about Hell in a Cell. And I will see you in a bit for Forbidden Door, and I cannot wait to see what that car is going to shape up like. Who is going to be the interim AEW champion? I don't know. I don't know. We're going to find out. Keep it real.